Hello, my name is Ed Brown, inventor of the IBAR Critical Thinking Method. Oftentimes I receive messages and emails about the critical thinking models that I developed. And I wanted to share this letter with you because I thought it might be valuable to some things you might be doing in your personal and professional lives. It says, Mr. Brown, in the new age of reason, where do you see the greatest transformations coming from? In other words, where do you think the greatest thinkers will house their creativity and breakthrough ideas? And how do you become a world-class thinker and decision maker? Thank you, Rob Bertram. I think that when I see the data, it suggests that the idea of the person tinkering in the garage or the studio apartment or creating their own personal laboratory is old and passé. The likes of Bill Hewlett or Dave Packard of Hewlett and Packard fame, computer people, are gone. But I don't know if that's necessarily true. I believe that as we evolve and grow in a global economy, that individuals will have more power, and individuals, as they get older in particular, will have to rely on themselves. And so I don't necessarily believe what the pundits say about you're not going to have the one man or one woman operation any longer. You're going to have collective groups. I don't think I buy into that. So the housing of ideas and creativity will come from individuals. The gap I see in society today when it comes to critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making skills is between universities and corporations. Universities say we're putting out great students who actually can bring value to society and will allow them to be successful. However, corporations say, no, you're not. They don't think, they can't make decisions, they can't respond to tasks and projects on call. So there is a gap there. And the gap is going to be solved by private individuals like those individuals in those studio apartments or those garages. Those individuals will be the ones who actually solve the problem and become for-profit concerns and entities. So that's one thing I believe that's going to happen moving into the future. How do you become a world-class decision maker, critical thinker? When you say world-class, it means the best that you possibly can be in the world. And there are a few things I might suggest that may lend itself to you being on the path. First and foremost, I'm going to go back to what I just said. You have to couture your life, cultivate your life in ways that your focus and your determination is all about being the best thinker possible. Your love life, the job you go to, the things you do from the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to bed. What are you doing? Are you thinking? Are you reading? Are you looking at the world in terms of why are people doing what they're doing? Are you your own social scientist in terms of psychologist, sociologist, and philosopher? So first and foremost, you have to be committed to the idea of saying that my life will be dedicated to understanding people and things. Second, I said about reading, but that's just not casual reading. It's purposeful, mission-driven reading. The kind of reading that you might read the House of Versace, you might read Lee Iacocca, you might read Bill Gates, Systems under Edward Deming. All the things that are possible to read in terms of how the world operates and what's been created in the last 12,000 years of civilization, that's what you read. And so your reading will determine how far your critical thinking analysis go because of the context of your reading. And thirdly, it's about all that reading is to create a body of data in your mind so that as you're pulling things up that seem separate and disparate, that you actually can put patterns to those things. And so all the things that you do from the lifestyle to the reading to the cogent coagulating of the idea become how do you put patterns and ideas straight and make them line up. And so if you're going to be world class, it's a dedication, a process, and a lifestyle that you have to adopt and embrace and say, this is where you want to be because these are the people who actually are transformational, innovative, and make the greatest contributions to the world. And the world is benefited by those individuals.